Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another commercial night. We are sitting in MSP, Minneapolis, St. Paul, which is where we ended our last flight. And through my, the brain trust, I remembered that we actually have the SMERF app in the tablet as one of the apps you can use here. So I'm going to start using that more often in an attempt to quit dragging the screens around and hopefully make it a little easier for you guys to see. It's a little quicker to pull up too, so I can just hit tab and pulls up. There's a slight stutter when you do it. Not that big of a deal, but if you're doing it right in the middle of a landing phase, it could be a little complicated trying to regain control of your aircraft there. But we are in the Fenix A320. I currently have Dev, Eddie, Ron, and Ken, and myself, of course. We are on VATSIM. Unfortunately, there's no controllers in the sight for this flight plan, nor anywhere near us. Can't pull up the overlay for VATSIM on here, so that might be one thing I would love to see. It might be a performance issue, because this thing is... It's missing some features that you have in the actual charts app, but not missing too much. But we drag VATSIM radar over real fast. You can see that we've got just 5 departures. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong airport. Go to MSP. You got five departures and 10 arrivals, and got 2 people on the ground at the moment. We are heading over to Billings, which is over here. This doesn't show the flight plan, but you can see there's not a controller in sight. It's actually decreased since Dev and I did some VFR flying earlier, so that was entertaining, to say the least. I've never done VFR on VATSIM, so the controllers we practice with actually were friends of ours, Dev and I, that are lucky enough to go in there and pre-warn them of our incompetence. But it was rather amusing because Dev was in I think an Archer or a Piper or something much faster than me, and was blowing my doors off in my 152. And then they shoved me in between 2 airliners on final. And they were demanding full speed or fastest forward speed possible, and I'm over here like looking at my engine. It's at max throttle, and there's no way in the world I'm going any faster. So I had to basically do a touch and go at full speed in a 152, which is kind of slow to begin with. But anyways, story times for later. We're going to be taking the SMERF 7 departure on the SMERF transition and heading to how do you say that? SWTHN to CONUK, and then to the Custer 3 arrival on the CONUK transition down into KBIL, and we were looking at 10 left and 12 left on the departure, 10 left on the arrival. So we'll go ahead and get back in the cockpit, get this plane loaded up, and get going. Let me go ahead and get off mute here, get everybody going again. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Alright, so we have the ADIRs are aligning or aligned already. We'll get crew supply. We got ground, air, and missed one of the fuel pumps. We've got ground, air, and ground power on, so we won't worry about the APU just yet. But let's go ahead and get this thing loaded up. Go ahead and import our flight plan. 11 minutes to go, no big deal. We'll do fast time. And ground services, like I said, are GPU and PCA. Go ahead and arm our lights. No smoking to auto. Nav light can come on. Everything else can stay off for now. We're refueling, so we'll leave the passenger sign off. And let's take a quick look and do our fire test. Check our lower panel here. Park brakes set. Flaps are 0. Engines off. Throttles are set. Spoilers are up. And I think we're good on everything else. We won't go through the whole checklist, so we're going to treat this as somewhat of a turnaround here. So, okay, so go down to the MCDU, FMGC. Let's check our nav data. Since we are on VATSIM, this is a little more important. We got to the 11th of June of 25, so we are good to go there. Over to the init page. Let's go ahead and request our flight.
It's actually June 12th.
Did it say 12th? I thought it said 11th. We're going to be
No, I was-
929. Oh, I need to do smart cars. Or dumb cars. Pull that up. That's what I was forgetting. I knew I was forgetting something. Since we are going to do a company flight here. I'll drag you over. Let me load that up real quick. Make sure it's connected to the flight. Flight plan has been found. And we're flying. Okay. So, view OFP. Let's hide that. Scroll down. And we've got cost index 14. 1.4. And a cruise altitude of 340. We'll go ahead and tap over to our winds. Wind request.
Oh no!
Oh, that didn't sound good. Wind up blink. That's good. And secondary flight plan. I've not really done too much with the secondary flight plan, but we're gonna assume we hit init. Let's just do, we're gonna assume if we have an issue in the air, and immediately we'll just turn back and come back home. So we are at KMSP, and then we'll do KMSP as well. And cost index is 14. Not that we need to worry about that, but cruise flight level, we'll say 6,000 feet. 600. Okay, let's do 60. There we go, 6,000. Don't need to worry about the winds. So I'm not too familiar with the secondary flight plans. One thing that I need to kind of work on there. So, all right, over to our init page. Let's go ahead and go to the second page. And we'll grab that information from our MCDU over here. Let's go ahead and get VATSIM, AOC, and receive messages. Load sheet. Initial load sheet has us at 143. I'm sorry, 143. Wow, 132.0. I don't know how I did that. And a CG of 32.5. Looking for a block fuel of 21,700 gallons. Not taking any extra fuel today. Traffic's very minimum. There's no major weather concerns in our future, so should be okay there. And we'll go ahead and accept that. Come back over to our MCDU. We got our init page done. Let's go to our flight plan page, KMSP, our departure. We were looking at the SMERF 7. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. 12 left runway. SMERF 7. With the SMERF transition, which is just the end of the SMERF 7. And then Billings has the Custer 3 with CONUK on 10 left. So ILS Yankee or Zulu? Is there a... let's take a look at the chart real fast. Let's go to... Oh wait, I was already there. Billings. Approach. We've got the Yankee. What's that look like? Versus the Zulu. The Yankees just got this procedural turn, so which begs to question why it has a procedural turn. So let's go take a look at Billings real fast here. Coming in, we're looking at 10. Okay, we're coming in on heights, so I don't think we're going to need a procedural turn. So which one was it that didn't have the procedural turn? Was it Zulu? Yeah, so Zulu should be acceptable. Or actually, is there another waypoint on Yankee that would be helpful? So if you can get Wib on, that would be helpful. Otherwise, I think we needed to take the Zulu. I think that's our best option here, because we'll just do a vector over to Hotet. So let's go ahead and enter the Just to confirm, this is the Zulu chart. Zulu. To the left, and we were on Custer 3 and CONUK transition. Already entered. Enter. Performance page. Let's go look at our tablet. And mass bound. Oh, no, I need to go up here to our departure page. That would help. Dry surfaces, packs can be on. Sync live weather, sync preliminary load sheet. It's going to give us 136, 137, 140. Close this for a second. 136. I wish this had the little hand holding the tablet like the 777 has. If they would incorporate that, that would be amazing. And 140. I don't know how well these tiny little numbers show up on the stream. Looking at one down 3. 0.3. And a flex temperature of 52. That takes care of our performance. I think we are good to go there. Rad nav on departure here. Pull up that chart for our departure. And we've got the Flying Cloud 1171. What did it pull in here? It gave me the, yeah, it gave me MSP. Okay, so yeah, we want to just leave MSP in there. And we'll get VOR on, which is going to show us MSP, and VOR2 is also MSP. So we can go ahead and turn it on, but it's not necessarily needed in this case. If we do need to return to the airport, I'm going to be on 12 left there. So should be able to just do left base, go to the downwind, runways 12 left, that's for the departure. We'll grab the arrival chart if we need to, or the approach chart if we need to, for 12 left. I think we'll be alright though. Famous last words.
Be prepared to die.
Alright, easy taxiway tonight. We're going to 12 left. We're going to go out, push to the right. We're going to take Papa, cross 22, and go to Papa 10. Hold short 12 left. Easy peasy lemon squeezy there. Ground frequency. So, what's this? Mention CTAF up here. CTAF. I'm never sure which frequency I should use, because sometimes you'll have multiple frequencies that VATSIM accepts for this. So I normally just use the CTAF command on VATSIM here, and it gives us 126.7, which is runways 4 and 22 and 12 right and 30 left. So that's the confusing part, is like, how do you know that this is CTAF for VATSIM without using that command? Which I don't think there is a way.
I think you do.
126.7.
Actually, maybe VATSIM radar has something.
It's probably just pulling the same information, but I just didn't know if there's a way to see it from the chart.
No,
So,
I highly doubt it, because there's so many different CTAF options.
if you go to info, I don't even see it on the info page. I think it'd be pretty, or wait, ATC maybe? Yeah, CTAF 126.7 on VATSIM radar, but you can't use the charts to figure that out, which is kind of our goal there. Alright, so go ahead and minimize that. Minimize my VATSIM, don't need that right now. And I think we're ready.
What is CTAF, by the way?
126.7.
Thank you.
We do have a manual departure on a heading of 124. So we'll dial on 124. Our heading bug. Go into heading mode. And we've got an initial altitude of what? 7,000. Looks like it's for all runways, so I think we're okay. Yep, 12 left, 12 right. Force on headings from 60 to 100. Cross that. 60 to 100. That's interesting. Yeah, well, we're just going to get up in the air and do a direct to our first waypoint anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Zo gap. Alright, I believe the airplane is loaded, which it is. We've got a final weight of what? Load sheet, edit page. We've got 132 and I got 168 plus 3 packs. Fuel tanks 21.671. Okay. And we can go ahead and accept that. The same numbers or what we had already. We'll go over to the performance page just so we know what to change our trim settings to on the ground once we do a push. So go ahead and get our seatbelt signs on. Let's go ahead and get the master APU started. Wait 3 seconds and let's go beacon on to start ground crew connecting to the airplane. Everybody doing okay?
Yep.
Had a crash to desktop. I'm restarting.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a keybind that sets your plane up to like be in the air fully configured, and I accidentally did that in the middle of setting up, so I'm almost done setting up again.
Okay. Ron, Eddie, how you guys doing?
I'm good, pushing back.
Pretty good.
Okay. Is that someone spawned on top of you, Dev, or is it just showing me 2 models for you?
they've been flickering inside my cockpit the past little bit.
Okay. Looks like are these guys going to MSP? We've got a couple arrivals here to MSP. They're heading straight in right now. Although I haven't heard a word on the radio.
Yeah, so for some reason, AMSF's 2024 radio just turned itself on randomly, or its own ATC. I'm trying to figure out how to fight that right now.
Is GSX doing anything? No? Okay. Delta Airlines? Well, they just took my ground power away. Go APU bleed. I'm glad the APU came on just in time.
I wish we could have just one flight where we don't have any stupid software jankiness going on.
Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense. They were preparing for pushback, but instead of being like, hey, you need to disconnect your GPU before we can push, they were just like, oh, we're just going to take it out. Unplug.
I have been sitting here for the last 1 minute 30 seconds changing my control profiles. Send help.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Sim Update 3. Please fix that problem.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
I don't want Sim Update 3. I want a patch right now.
Yeah, patch would be good.
When has flight simming ever been easy?
Never.
That's valid.
Oh, our tug just came through the wall.
Okay,
hello
wait,
there,
Irvin.
tug. We just got the ghost tug over here is about to push us. Doing nose to the right.
I have no way to push back, so I'm going to power back.
That's fine. Maybe we'll get rid of that. Your homeboy there.
Yes.
Hey, Kool-Aid. Who you calling Kool-Aid? We want to do nose to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes release.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
And we're getting clear. Alright, engine ignition start. What's that?
I guess we're using the CRJ profile on the 777 today, whatever.
Can't take you anywhere with a good setup. And engine 2.
Can't take me anywhere, period.
Fair point. You said it, not me. Oh, the Kool-Aid man busting through a wall. Okay, that's.
I need context. Is that an old person thing?
It's the Kool-Aid man busting through a wall, going, "Oh yeah!"
I've never heard that in my life.
Oh man, I always think of Family Guy when that happens. And then, especially the one episode where he busted the wall, goes, "Oh yeah!" And then he like realizes he busted into something he didn't want to be a part of, so he like slowly steps out backwards. Guess I'm dating myself. Sorry, I didn't. My brain did not go there. I apologize, Burger.
Well, it
My
did.
it usually is on top of that kind of stuff. I'm usually pretty good about that. Engine 2 is available. Let's go engine 1. We can hear the cabin because we forgot to shut the door.
Please set parking brakes.
Please pray. Our brakes are
Waiting
set.
your confirmation for a good engine start.
Why are you using the Navigraph tablet vertically?
I was asking you earlier if there's a way to turn that horizontal, remember?
Cockpit to ground.
Oh, there is. Yes.
We have a good
What?
engine start.
Sorry.
You can
I
disconnect.
can't-
You told me no! You I'm gonna go poke a hole in your tire so you can't leave. Ah, jeez. Dev's over here playing the long con. He's like, I'm gonna say you can't do it and then call you out on stream for having it wrong. Engine 1's available. Let's go, predictive wind
I
shear.
was like,
This one, down 3
Unlocking
degrees.
gear.
Let's check out flight controls. And one more. And APU can come off. Rest of the overhead's good. Let's check our rudder. Right rudder. Left rudder. Pull right. Pull
Tow
left.
truck disconnected. Bypass
Pull
pin
up.
removed.
Pull down. Controls check out.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Taxi light. Just drop those lights. Runway lights. And we'll put strobe in auto. And I think we are good on the overhead here. Minneapolis traffic, Delta 929, taxiing 212 left. Minneapolis.
Minneapolis traffic GPS 160 on downwind for 122 right.
So he's on a
Sorry,
downwind for 12 light, right?
I don't know why I told you there was no way to do that. I must have blanked out completely.
So how do you do it? Settings?
Oh, yeah, should be.
This is Navigraph settings. Settings.
Yeah, go to the
Vertical.
settings at the bottom.
Oh,
and
there's
click
just this
horizontal.
nice little button to push right there. Imagine that.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
no, flight planner. I don't want that. Everything's moved on me now. Oh, there we go. Now we're
I'm so
cooking.
sorry.
Beautiful. All right, let's get rolling.
Did I actually tell you?
Yeah. Yeah. So here I was thinking there wasn't a way, so I never explored. Maybe Dev's wrong, and there is a way.
You thought I was right?
I mean, that's a fair point, but Burner says he remembers the actual ads on TV in the 70s. Oh yeah, right. I've
we
seen
never actually had TV.
some of those, but you weren't born in the 70s. You weren't even born in that century.
Not even kind of close. 40 years later.
6 hours later.
Let's see, I have no nose wheel steering disc, NW steering disc. I can't steer my plane.
There's a button on top of your tiller for pedal disconnect.
Okay.
Hey, can someone pull me back?
That didn't work.
Oh, get out and pull you. Can you help Ron out, Dev?
Yes. Ron, what's up? Actually, meet me in Hangout.
Okay.
You know, I didn't get the auto ATC to give me a code. Nope, I did not. But our radio is on and TAR mode is active. How's everyone else doing?
Mr. Starting over again.
Ron, can you talk?
No.
Oh no.
Boy, Ron's having some technical difficulties with his connection tonight. Have you done any live streams on 24 or do you only stream on 20? This is 24.
And Minneapolis traffic, UBS 560.
Dev does not yet like 24, but that might be changing tonight.
I did not catch
Why
that
is my
guy's-
reverse?
What, did you hear that guy's call? It was
No,
really quiet. I couldn't hardly hear him.
my reverse thrust is pushing me into the terminal. I need help.
Make sure it's fully deployed. It may not be fully deployed.
Oh, no, I
wrong
gotta
is this
help.
guy
Hold on, give me a
going on?
second.
12 right. Takeoff config. Go ahead and check normal.
Alright. I'm about to lose my mind.
Look at that. Model matching is fantastic.
And Minneapolis traffic, UBS 560 established, Tyler's 12 right, 10 miles.
Was that Eddie? Was that you, Eddie? That just landed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that was the sim. What is that map on the lower left? That is Navigraph with the airport chart. You can also pull it up on this tablet, but it's nice having it right here, so anywhere I look I can see it.
For some reason, Nock did not know you could have it in horizontal mode.
It might be because Dev told me you couldn't.
Who's on the radio right now?
Hang on. I'm gonna ask him. I couldn't really hardly hear him. I'm gonna mute Discord for a second. Approaching UPS flight. Were you landing on 12 right or 12 left? You're kind of quiet.
12 right for UBS 560.
12 right. Got it. Thank you. See 17. Oh, these guys are gonna crisscross each other. Let me drag a VATSIM radar over here real fast so you can see this. He's landing on 17. This guy's landing on 12 right. There's the 17 guy. And see if we can find. And there's the one right guy. See, do I have anybody joining me yet? They're awful close there. Look at that. Kind of want to watch the chaos. I got plenty of room.
Delta 2521, we're descending on the Muscle 3 arrival for runway 12 right, Minneapolis traffic.
Are you guys ready to go, or do you need me to hold short for a little while? Oh, I'm not in Discord. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize my Discord was muted. How's everybody doing back there? Ooh, that's
I'm
loud.
right behind you back.
Oh, hi.
Close my doors.
It's so loud.
Is it actually?
Oh, God, it blew my ears out. What about everybody else? I don't want to get too far ahead of you.
I'm still getting ready. Y'all go ahead. I'll be there when.
Can I get a bag of pretzels?
No.
I know Eddie's ready. He's already... Oh, I just made a new nickname for you. Ready, Eddie?
Ready.
Ron is out, so... Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna help Ron once I get there.
Minneapolis, traffic Delta 929, entering 12 left and departing Minneapolis. Alright, let's go.
Minneapolis traffic, Giant 1683 is following the Delta, holding short of 21 right.
12 left. Wow, you butchered that one.
Delta 340 heavy is clear of 17.
I'm heading to 12 right, so you're good.
Well, Dev said 2-1 right, which I don't even think's a runway.
That's it.
50%. Forward pressure. Stable. Flex. Man, flex. SRS cloud.
Minneapolis traffic, the Giant K3 pulling short is going to line its way on 1-2 up.
Struggle bus is real. Yeah, release that pressure. B1 and rotate. How's the rate, Garrett? Man, I'm having a hard time hearing some of these pilots.
Yep.
Minneapolis traffic, Delta 929,
Me too.
clear 12 left, Minneapolis.
Minneapolis traffic, Giant K3 is taking off 1-2 left.
Where's this first waypoint at? Oh, it's behind us.
Make sure you set your.
Power state flight Owen.
Make sure you set up auto ATC.
I did not get... I need to calibrate these things. I did not get an auto ATC. Alright, I've got nobody coming from the south, so we're going to do a right turn. Go autopilot mode.
Minneapolis traffic, Giant K3 is clear 1-2 left.
His speed flaps up. I can't understand what he's saying because it's so quiet. Yeah, Bernard, this is live weather.
Where's his first waypoint?
It's behind
What the
us,
heck is going
so
on?
you gotta do a right turn
Oh.
out of here. And we're gonna simulate everything cleared up to 340. And we'll do a direct to Zogat. Insert. Nav. Be doing a almost overfly of the airport here.
You're going direct Zogat.
Direct Zogat.
Do you have a discontinuity between SMERF and Smith then?
Let me look. No, you can connect them.
Okay. Okay. And what about Smith and CONUK? That's my last one.
Cheap mics don't pick up. Oh yeah, sorry Tom, I just saw your message. Yeah, right. It's crazy how low it is. Would you say, Dev?
Do you have a disco between Smith and CONUK? That's my last disco. I almost want to double check.
No, I do not.
Okay. Thank you.
The next one should be highs, but we're gonna be vectoring at that point. What was CTF?
yes, correct.
CTF is 126.7. Oh yeah, well, that was that CTF. Yes, that was CTF. Tommy, I did VFR on VATSIM earlier, up in Indianapolis. So that was interesting.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Went on 110. Just release the passengers. Lights off. Yeah, just a little bit of haze, but otherwise it's a beautiful day.
Alright, so I supposedly took off with the door open, and I can't figure out which one it is.
Do you have an ECAS message?
Yes, but all my doors on the PDG tablet are closed. Door main deck cargo.
Huh. We did it a few weeks ago. It was a blast. Yeah, we had a ton of fun because it's like you could just go do whatever you want to.
Yeah,
So,
it was great.
We started doing pattern work, and Cal, if you're watching.
21, we are about 5 miles from entering the downwind for only 12 right,
Sorry, this guy's
Minneapolis
talking.
traffic.
Cal, if you're watching or ever watch, thank you for that entertainment because he shoved me in a 152 between two airliners at Indianapolis, and he's like, November Kilo Yankee 622, can you give us your fastest forward speed? I'm like, I'm giving her all I've got, Captain. I'm crossing the threshold at 110 knots at a 152 at full speed. So and then when I lined up on the runway, there was a 747, a UPS 747 rolling up to the runway. I'm like, I look so itty bitty. He probably just, I'm like, I'm the size of his will. We'll be meeting a few of them at the expo. Yep, we will. Actually, is Cal or Sam going to be there? Do you know, Def?
No. Sam might. No, I don't think Cal is.
Okay. Yeah, the expo is close, guys. We're going to be there in a few weeks. And it's going to be fun to get to meet a lot of people. I'm really looking forward to that. And then I get to help Ron spend some money too.
Yeah.
Although
Ron's not going to go away unpaid.
My credit cards are currently empty, but they might be filled up a little bit by the time I leave there.
You can make them empty.
What?
You can make them empty?
Yeah, zero balance on your credit card?
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that.
I know you don't have that ability, but
I'm just joking. Just joking.
I'm leaving mine at home. We'll be taking maybe right. I promise you guys I will not come home with a full Scholarchy setup. Don't worry.
I want to see you come home with a full cockpit.
I mean, the Scholarchy stuff, we'll be able to get our hands on it. It's probably full in terms of actually getting, to do a landing with it, but it's actually pretty nice stuff. Although it still feels ever so slightly flimsy for the price they want for it.
Hold on, what is Scholarchy? I've never heard of this in my life.
Go look at the Scholarchy Airbus setups. They got full cockpits.
Scholarchy?
Yeah, SKALARKI. ARKI.
Whoever side names companies.
Well, it's
not
foreign.
smart
I think it's French.
Oh.
MSP.
Those are nice.
MSP is such
like
a
bunch of malarkey.
You're gonna feel like malarkey after you realize what you just spent money on.
$97,000.
Exactly. Yeah, I would have to use a few credit cards for that, or 6, one of the two. And then I'm going to be spending a few days over at the Cape Cod area and exploring that because I've never really been in that area. The last night at the hotel, I may have to figure out how to do a live stream from my phone. We can do some plane spotting.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Because I specifically requested an aviation viewing room at the, is it the Hilton? At Boston.
Yes, I think so.
So, that'll be the following Tuesday.
You're gonna have to spend some time there.
Yeah.
Better just block off a couple hours.
Yeah, so that should be pretty cool.
Scholarchy, or whatever you call them, is charging $2,000 for a McDo and a EFIS panel, EFIS autopilot panel. While you can get a wing McDo in EFIS full setup for like $300.
Yeah, but you go from plastic to metal and actual plastic.
Is it metal? Okay, that's kind of nice.
Like molded plastic parts and actual buttons that click right. I mean, the build quality is a significant jump.
Still a little quiet difference.
Yeah. I'll take you some pictures and videos of it.
Please do.
Send it to you. I'll be sure to FaceTime you a few times as well.
Delta 2521 turning base for an
Please.
1 2
I'm so
right
jealous of
Minneapolis
that.
traffic. We'll call final.
Or a second mortgage on the house. You're not wrong. Are they shipping Wind Wing into the country? Yeah, you can get it. It's just, you gotta pay a little extra now, I think.
I got a Wind Wing product the other day, and it cost me a fair amount, but they shipped it 2 days. It was in my house 2 days from order.
Yeah, well, that's because it was already on the U.S. shores, so it's maybe a different story. What are those 4 triangle pieces hanging off the trailing edge of the wing under the flaps? Oh, that is, if we go back, oh, click here, back right. These, I think, house the pistons, or the actuators for the flaps. Let's go out to the external view.
Oh, I dropped a barbecue-coated chicken tender on my rudder pedals.
So, when the flaps drop, I think part of the actuators is in that. You can see the pivot point right there. Who's above me? Why are there 2
Probably
airplanes
me.
above me?
Probably because me in multiplayer and in that.
It shows you as 2 airplanes.
2 different airplanes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm right on top of you.
Normally, well, see, it didn't do that earlier. Oh, you were on a different simulator. That's why.
No, I'm not. I'm in 2024.
Maybe getting the Boeing setup, new apartment, new gaming desk, new toy. Dang, Tommy. Hey, buddy, you want to take me out to dinner? Sounds like you got the money to do so. I'm just kidding.
Oh, come on. What do you mean, oh, that's got to be Dev?
Oh. Wait, where did everybody go? We've lost Ron and Ken.
Ron was having audio issues, and I don't know where Ken is now.
Ah,
They're probably gonna... I don't know.
maybe they're working to figure out the problem.
I dropped a barbecue chicken nugget on my chicken tent, on my, rudder pedals, and now they're dirty. Oh.
5-second rule. The bottom fourth of the actuator, I believe, is in the canoes. Yes, I think you're right. Ken isn't. No, well, we're on the reason you. Oh, I gotta go to standard because we were busy.
Oh crap!
Looking outside. We're on multiplayer and VATSIM. That's why you see.
Yeah.
Dev has 2 airplanes at the moment. I purposely knew that we weren't going to be in a high or a very busy airspace, so I figured it would be a good night to do both at the same time.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find a good picture of those canoes. A320. Is it called a canoe?
A canoe?
What?
Canard? Do you mean a canard?
Is it a canard?
I think so. I've never heard it called a canoe
Flat
before.
track bearings. There we go. That's a better name for it.
Okay.
Open image, new tab. Okay, here you go. Here's a good visual of it. So you can see where the track is along the top there, and then it connects down to this push rod. Oh, we got the push rod for the actual flaps right there. That's the slang canoe.
Is it actually?
Well, when I searched for wing canoes, it popped up. So.
2521.
See, guys, I don't know what I'm
Norway 12, right, we're taking the visual approach, Minneapolis traffic.
Well, geez, a lot going on there. It's a multi-million-dollar pad for sure. Oh, probably. Yeah. What'd you say, Dev?
See, I'm not smart sometimes. I thought it was called a canard, and I wasn't even close.
Oh, well, this is a very low-quality image, but you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like physically.
Yeah.
Dev, don't question the old men. Hey, who calling old? Tommy.
Everyone besides me.
Referring to me. Oh, okay. I'm on my way there quick in a hurry, but I'm not there yet. Yeah, we can go on over to Unicom at this point.
I've been on Unicom for the past 15 minutes.
Well, I just heard somebody chatter and realized I wasn't on the Unicom.
Ron, can you hear us now? I don't know how to help him without him hearing us.
I may just call him.
I can't. Yep, maybe you have to do that.
Yeah, I was talking about me. Unicom over 10K. Yeah, I just forgot because we were looking at our canards, our canoes, or whatever the heck they're called.
Okay.
It's nice having this horizontal tablet, Dev.
I don't know what you're talking about. I always told you to go horizontal. I told you to go horizontal from the beginning.
No, you did not. You did no such thing. Maybe it is a good thing you're not coming to the expo. You might have a few people want to gang up on you. Get him, boys. There he is. Eddie, you'll be proud of me.
Oh, why?
So last night we accidentally took Kyle, who has never done a flight on VATSIM, into an event. That's not why you should be. That's not why you should be proud of me. But I mean, yes, it was one of the busiest events I've ever flown into down in Orlando. They had us zigzagging across the Gulf, basically, to space us out.
Cool.
So I just happened to look at all the traffic and realize I should probably bring a little extra fuel. So I brought about 30 minutes extra fuel, and was able to actually make it there because of that choice, with that being in the low fuel figures.
Yep.
But
Definitely.
the chaos that ensued, and poor Kyle. We all sat around for like 15 minutes after this was done. We're like, oh jeez, what the heck? Yeah, I've never been so overwhelmed. Yeah, what just happened?
Yeah.
I've never been so overwhelmed on VATSIM before.
And then I would have shut up.
No. Yeah, that was one of the funny things. Is Dev was in this dead pocket, like the only dead pocket down the entire flight, of no real comms, and he wouldn't shut up. And I'm over here trying to listen for my call sign because I'm normally Delta, and that last night I made the wise decision to be a JetBlue flight. And so I'm trying to listen real hard for JetBlue 929 instead of Delta 929. And Dev is just jibber-jabbering with his nervous energy for a solid 30 seconds straight. And I was finally like, Dev, shut up. I can't hear anything. Ban.
That sounds fun.
I mean, yeah, it sounds adorable, but... But yeah, that was a fun event.
It was.
I told Kyle that if he can survive that, he can survive just about anything about VATSIM.
And you took him on that in his first flight.
Well, he didn't tell me that until after we were in the air.
You should have assumed that because he was doing his PPL junk for VATSIM, that it was his first flight.
Oh, I didn't put the two together. My bad. I can't think of everything. But what it was like.
I fixed.
Hey, there he is.
My VPN was blocking Discord.
Oh. I know you used the VPN to begin with, so
Yeah.
I'll remember that for next time.
I googled it and that's what came up. I also lost my whole flight plan too. I don't know if I'm doing something else too. I don't know.
So 3 weeks ago, we took our Wednesday chaos flight and terminated in Area 51. San Diego ground was laughing, and we picked up another guy on the way.
Oh gosh.
What is your Wednesday chaos flight? What makes it so chaotic? Although, how did Area 51 go with VATSIM?
New Air Force bases on VATSIM. No one cares.
Sure, but it just seems odd for that to occur. And, you know, they usually find our nav approach. Did you see any aliens?
Charge for that.
Well, here, what's the ICAO for Area 51?
Hey Google. Nope.
I'm curious
Siri.
what flight data recording software you use. I use SkyDolly, but I was wondering if
The ICO
Force in-house
for
recorder is better.
Area 51.
I don't have one. This FCR I've used a couple times. It works okay. KXTA.
KXTA. Just found that. Oh, and let me put it in there as well.
For extraterrestrials?
That's not beating any allegations.
That's awesome.
Makes perfect sense.
Wait, how'd you get your charts for it?
Yeah, how'd you get the shirts for it? It was on 4Flight or something.
What chart? I said you did an RNAV approach, so I figured there was a chart. I guess it's.
Oh my gosh, it's on.
Is it just
Nav
a nav data?
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Never mind. I lied.
When there's a VATSIM, never heard of anyone going there. No, I haven't either.
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't want to do it.
We saw a UFO one night. It turned out to be a weather balloon, didn't it?
Oh, did you guys see the pictures I sent of those weather balloons that were flying on Flight Radar
Please
24?
don't get Ken's.
Yeah, I
Please
see
don't
them
get
all the
Ken started
time.
on.
That's one of my hobbies. I cruise flight radar. And
I'm gonna go find
yeah.
that, Tommy.
Any given day, I'm spending some time scrolling around. I see those balloons out there all the time.
Is it just a weather balloon?
I guess there's a bunch of them that hang out around 60, 65, 62,000. There's a cluster that's similar that is common over Iowa, maybe Iowa, Nebraska.
Yeah.
There somewhere. I see them all the time. Yeah, same area too, off the Florida coast. So it could be weather. Makes sense.
See, or we have flown as a group around the weather balloon that's down in Key West that's in the sim. Which is kind of fun to do. I think I even tried landing on it one time. North from the Las Vegas VOR, PMDG had the approach only, and the clip should be on my channel. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out, Tommy.
I'm trying to find it.
Tommy, with my copious amounts of Twitch knowledge, how do you do clips on Twitch?
What?
When Twitch first came around, it looks. I think you used to be able to do the VOD video of the day or whatever, and it would show the last stream.
Barely.
Is that like a certain level of followers? There's a clip function. Clip that? Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah, we're gonna have to do another stream together, Tommy. That was fun that night. What's your work schedule now? I forgot. What were you saying, Dev, before you couldn't get a word in?
You're fine. I forgot.
Have through Stream Deck. Okay, so you can just set up a button. Does it do like a 15 seconds before and until you stop, or how's it work? Burner says, sounds like fun. I didn't know that weather balloons just hang out at 62,000 feet. I thought they send them up for a limited amount of time and then they bring them back down. How does that work, Eddie?
I don't know exactly, but yeah, they're up there for a certain amount of time. It's true. So, you know, you could look at flight radar any given moment and they won't be there. You know, but sometimes you look and they're there, but they are in frequent common areas. I do see them in the same areas.
Yeah.
Frequently.
Their flight paths are kind of fun to look at.
I know, yeah. Hanging out in the stratosphere.
I've always wanted to build one of those balloons that you send to space to take pictures with and launch it. I think that would be just a fun engineering project in general, where when people were first doing it, it was like Arduinos were just coming out, you know? So they would get all these kludged together devices and make them work together and have the data recording on the Arduino, and it'd get the pressure, altitude, the GPS module to track it, and then an antenna to send it to the ground so they could track it from the ground, and then you just hope that the camera worked and survived the temperatures.
Absolutely. 2 weeks later, you know, you find out it got caught in a jet stream, crash lands in China, creates international incident.
Oh, no big deal. That's Trump can handle that one.
Yeah.
He might even let you come in the Oval Office and be on TV.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I work Monday, Tuesday,
My worst
Thursday,
nightmare
and
is being on
Friday
TV.
night. Oh, okay. Just says 30 seconds from when you press the button. Gotcha. What'd you say, Dev?
My worst nightmare is being on TV.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of being on TV. You have a front moving east from Billings. Ooh.
We need to start doing Friday night op streams again. I don't know if you have time on Fridays or anything, but Friday night ops are so much fun.
This Friday, I think I've got a dinner date.
What?
Lindsay and I are going out to dinner.
Oh, yeah. No worries, I was just wondering.
Front moving east from Billings. Does this show weather? It's one of the things I don't think this shows on the app here.
Well, yeah, there are storms out there.
It must be too heavy of a load or something to use there.
Yeah,
Oh, it
there's
does?
weather out there.
Just missed the button? Where do you get weather on the... Can you zoom in? I don't know if I can make it any bigger.
That's what?
Easy.
What does that mean?
Top Gun reference. You wouldn't get it.
Okay.
Yeah, so, Tommy, this is the tablet built into the sim. Not if I actually bring up Navigraph, we can pull the weather up. But the tablet, I don't think works with the sim.
Oh, the tablet's a little sim down, so actually, I'm not gonna get into technicals of this thing.
He called it the Dollar General tablet. Yeah, look at that.
I'm gonna go find Cookie Dough right back.
Time. So mine is on an iPad, so I got the weather telemetry and VATSIM info display. Oh yeah, well, for streaming purposes, I'm trying to use the built-in tablet. I normally have this on my other monitor. So what is Billings? TAF. What's currently Zulu time? Zero. I'm not very good reading the TAFs.
I really, really, really don't like TAFs.
I can read them. Let me see it.
I got it pulled up right now if you can read it.
Oh, it's too small. I'll have to look at it. Just look it up on my phone.
Might be able to grab it from down here too. How about that?
Okay, Billings. What's our arrival time?
Arrival time. 1:31.
Okay, Z. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, zoom in.
As far as I can go.
Okay, cool.
Gusting 40. Ooh.
Yeah. So what that basically says is intermittent rain showers and overcast 5,000 with a thunderstorm from 20. Geez, so it's variable. You know, we've got intermittent rain showers basically.
Is this time, the Zulu, this 0121 to 0203, is that the range of time? Okay.
Yeah, but the rest of the TAF, when you look at it, you just go kind of scan back and forth between the lines. I'm not going to read it in detail per thing, but the impression that I'm getting is we're going to have, you know, variable clouds and variable precipitation, variable wind.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting landing.
Yep. I like it.
Hey,
me too.
Guess who's a fully working flight sim 24 now?
Oh yeah, we may have fixed Dev's issue earlier. 3 miles of visibility. Oh, did it say that? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Yeah, I saw 6 and 3, or greater than 6 and 3. So again, variable.
Does the P6SM mean more than 6 miles?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, reading TAF is like trying to read a different language.
What does the
Why
FM
so
stand for?
cryptic?
What does the FM stand for? From, and then is it 0203?
Yeah, and
UTC?
just to be clear, I'm about 15 years out of practice, so and this stuff does require proficiency. So, you know, I might miss a thing or two, but
sure.
Hopefully.
I just need to study up on all the acronyms, just so I can at least get the basics.
It's thunderstorms and rain, broken, overcast, from. Yeah, it's a pretty typical TAF for active weather.
Or I can use ChatGPT to like, here, tell me what this means.
Sorry. We need ChatGPT built to the Phoenix.
That's a kind of a messy TAF because the weather is active. If it's not active, they can be a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
Simpler and easier to read.
Yeah, a nice calm day, sunny.
Yeah. Stable.
As the wind is gusting to 30 knots, yeah.
Said 40.
Oh,
well, on the TAF is 40. Yeah.
Oh, I'm on METAR.
Yeah, METAR is 30, so it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so why would you use a TAF over just a regular weather report like a METAR?
METAR is immediate, instantaneous, versus TAF is future.
Oh.
You have to have the dispatch release ready for the aircrew 1 hour prior to push back. So, and if it's a 3 or 4 or 5 hour flight, and you're just going by METARs, that's not good enough.
Gotcha.
Tommy wants to know if there's truly a fix for Dev's issues.
We'll see, I hope so. It's working really good right now. I did just realize I had my speed brake out this entire flight.
What? Why was it out? Why did you even touch your speed brake?
Trying to power back from the gate.
Because there's no checklist.
So, you remember when we were trying to power...
Yeah, he did tell me he definitely missed that one. TAF or TAF means Terminal Area Forecast. See? Forecast.
I'm sorry.
I think you've been in the same Discord with Tommy one time, and the rest of it has been him just listening to you on streams, and he has already joined the party of making you the scapegoat.
So let's see what I have. I have door main deck cargo ecam message. Can't figure out what that's. Oh, forgot to make you off.
No, it's just Dev, I guess.
What do you mean just dev, I guess?
Oh, seeing you on the fish finder.
Oh.
Just turned off the APU. Well, he did now. He's finally going through his checklist.
And then, so when I powered back my gate since GSX wasn't working, the speed brake deploys in 777 automatically. Apparently it doesn't retract automatically. And I was kind of eating dinner at the same time.
So, the issue we were talking about, the other issue we were talking about, Tommy, not Dev's issues, but
okay.
Now he gets it. Was the he was having a GPU issue where the GPU compute time would just crank way up to 80 or 90 milliseconds, which would cause his frames to tank. And we went into the NVIDIA controls settings, and I had him turn on prefer maximum performance, the low latency to ultra, and was there one other thing, or did we not do that? And it seems to have fixed his issue. So now he went from going from 60 frames per
17.
second to 17 frames per second to sitting at a solid 80 or 90 probably in the air right now.
Yep.
He said, "Oh my God,
That
it's
is with
Boeing."
frame gen.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's, everybody, if you have frame gen, for this sim, it works really well. So I highly recommend it. I mean,
And I am on a 3080, which is like 2 generations old now.
yeah. So I have maxed out
As well.
settings right now. Granted, I have 4090, and I'm getting 90 FPS with frame gen, so I am not complaining.
What do you mean it's a Boeing? It takes more than 6 buttons to fly it. I prefer Boeings over Airbuses.
Yeah, burner.
Hang
Have a
on.
good dinner. got him thinking now. Hey, I do love my Airbus. Now, whenever I finally get a Boeing over here, we're going to be doing a lot of Boeing ops.
I can learn how to fly a Boeing way before I learn how to fly an Airbus. I only got the Phoenix like 7 months ago.
Last I looked, it was
Not
the
true.
800
More like a
max,
year ago.
80, 90 FPS with RAS. That's pretty good. I haven't done much in 2020 in a while, mainly since 24 came out. But it's running pretty darn good right now, too. His issue was specifically for 24. 2020 was running fine for him.
Yeah, 2020 works great. And X-Plane and P3D. It's only 24 that has this issue.
Yeah, the iFly is excellent. I
I
cannot
love
wait for
that
them to
plane
bring
so
it over.
much.
It should be getting soon, or being soon.
It
I don't
is.
know words. It should be coming over soon.
Yeah.
And as soon as it
That's
is,
what
I'll be hopping on that bandwagon.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite planes. I do not have reasons to give PMEG more of my money for those 737s. Once the iFly comes over.
Only thing I don't like about it's the tablet.
Yeah.
Kind of clunky for what we have on the other airplanes.
Then again, is PMDG's tablet any better?
I mean, it does the basics.
Yes.
Hello, is it Zhao? Is that how you say your name? Welcome. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. We go through this every time. I'm horrible with foreign names.
You can pronounce 3 names.
Tablet is poop. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we spent, what, 20 minutes one night trying to figure out how to pronounce somebody's name? And that was
Yes.
hilarious.
Let's stop our conversation for tonight, anyways.
Well, we've been talking about a lot of other stuff so far. Without needing one. You pronounced it well. Hey, look at that. In your face, Dev.
Where's the scapegoat?
How are you doing tonight? Yeah, Tommy, the tablet is... If they would make it a more traditional tablet for what we're used to, like an iPad, like what Fenix has right here, it would be perfect. The flight model on it is really good. It's got one of the few airliners that actually has a decent flare in the sim. I feel like most of the airliners, especially the Fenix here, the ground effect is just way too much.
Yeah. But to be fair, how often are we actually hand flying airliners except for landing? I don't care how it flies in cruise.
I mean, usually if I have, you know, an hour and a half departure, I like to hand fly it up to 10,000 at least.
Yeah. Okay, a new issue I noticed: the traffic alert. Oh gosh, TCAS. That freaked me out. I didn't even talk
Tommy hand flies up to 18,000. And wait, what do you mean? Up to 18 to 10k feet? You mean up to 18 and below 10k? Is that what you mean? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's always a lot of fun to hand fly. You know what? Maybe we'll do that tonight. 10,000 feet, we'll hand fly down. Somebody's just gonna have to remind me.
I've got a detail for you.
What's that?
We used to, on the CRJ 700, we used to have certain maintenance deferrals that would cause the crew to have to hand fly below 25,000 feet. I can't remember what the combination was, if it was like one AC pack and something else, but there were some maintenance deferrals where we could keep flying, but the crew had to agree to hand fly it, and they had to be done at 25,000 or below. So maybe hand fly at 25 now.
What is the
I'm
reasoning?
Well, yeah, that's my question.
What specifically was the issue? Because I think I've heard what you're talking about, Eddie, where it is something simple like a pack being out. Like, why do you have to hand fly with such a simple issue?
Yeah, I mean, just look at the breaker board with all the breakers. It's combinations sometimes. And once you run through the manuals and checklists, it's just... it'd be impossible for me to remember exactly what it was that caused that, but I remember it being, we get a couple a year, probably, where the crew had to hand fly the jet all the way back to a maintenance base with passengers.
That's pretty neat.
Okay, well, I have a question for you, Eddie. Would you not schedule that if you knew there was bad weather? When you need to do like a minimums landing?
Oh, every single flight, every single action, whether it be a ferry flight, morning, noon, or night, all those factors have to be taken into account.
Okay, I figured.
Block to block. But they're all case by case.
Okay, I figured. I was just curious. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think flight sim, when we get to the stage of having those kinds of things occur to us, would be awesome. Like where it's, you know, you get dispatched an airplane from your virtual airline or whatever. It's got some sort of an issue that you have to, you know, take care of. I think it'd be kind of a neat feature.
And sometimes pilots would turn that down. They'd be like, nah, I'm not comfortable with that. So then you have to call up a reserve crew and just call them and say, hey, I've got this situation. Are you willing to fly this? And, you know, pilot to pilot, you know, varies.
Yeah.
Who's willing to do what.
Would there be penalties for not willing to hand fly down?
No.
I'm pretty sure you can reject an aircraft for just about any reason. As long as it's like, other than like, I don't like the color of that.
Yeah, you've got certain pilots that are can-do. They can, they're well known for being able to move the airplane from A to B no matter what.
Wait, so
those are your go-to guys.
The penalty is you don't get paid.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that'd
you
be a
know,
downside.
if you're not comfortable, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a valid reason for being comfortable. If you're not comfortable because you had one too many cheeseburgers at lunch, well, that's not valid. And you know, somebody's
Is that
gonna
not valid?
catch that. No, that's not valid.
Well, hang on. Would that go into the
Imagine.
pile of being fit for duty? If you have to visit the restroom a few times during a flight because you had one too many cheeseburgers.
No, that's not good. Not
I'm good. Just relax.
I'm laughing because he said duty.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't get that.
Duty.
duty.
Yeah,
I feel smart and inadequate for not knowing these things.
It's all right.
It happens. We'll figure it out.
You know so much other things.
Yep. I'm good, just relaxing after watching my niece's softball game and got sunburned as well. Oh, yeah. That's getting that sunburn that just stays with you for a week, and then, you know, you finally heal up from the sunburn, and then your skin starts to peel, or you start to get itched like crazy. It's infuriating.
Peel? What?
It requires going out in the sun sometimes, Steph.
Okay, wow.
It burns the top layer of your skin right off.
Whenever your skin's healing, it starts shedding the dead cells and the damaged cells, so you'll start peeling.
And you get these little sweat pockets underneath the skin too.
Yeah, and the fiery sulfuric vapors really, you know, they can be annoying.
You gotta suit up in a Tyvek suit and duct tape the hand and feet holes.
I am not concerned.
And occasionally vent the suit because it blows up over time. I recommend doing it outside.
Well, you better off staying out of the sun.
Yeah.
I got 2 sunburns on vacay last week in Texas.
Ooh.
2 full days in the sun with limited to no sunscreen.
Ooh, yeah, it's rough.
Oh yeah.
That won't take long.
No peeling yet, but it's a good singe. Clothes are annoying.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't tell me you're sitting there in your underwear.
I'm not. I'm over it. It's a couple weeks ago, but I didn't peel. Got right to that limit.
Dev, Tommy said his buddy is 737 type rated. He normally clicks to autopilot at 11K climbing out and takes it over at 5K feet, depending on weather and minimums. It's a way to stay proficient.
Okay, I've always flown it up, I like to fly up to 27 because I believe that's the legal limit, although correct me on that if I'm wrong.
You also have the benefit of having someone else to push buttons for you, so it's a little harder in sim when you're on a VATSIM or a complicated approach or something.
If I'm on VATSIM, autopilot comes on as soon as I'm off the ground. Speaking of that, I have recently made Michael buy a new plane and a new sim, actually.
We got the
now what?
we got the Challenger, which is a fantastically, probably the best modeled aircraft in any simulator for X-Plane 12. And it has shared cockpit, which is awesome. Yeah, Bill has the flight first officer do the work. Yeah, that's the big difference, and I got to experience that a little bit when Dev and I were doing the shared cockpit. You know, it's kind of nice being able to hand fly and focus on flying while someone else can punch the buttons. It really changes the dynamic, and whenever they finally get shared cockpit, I'm sure there will be a lot of shared cockpit streams going on too, just because it's a whole different aspect of simming that we don't get to do currently. At least in
2035.
I saw that stream when you were doing it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's actually really neat.
Except Dev looked like a blockhead from
Minecraft.
No, well, probably you would know Minecraft. There used to be a show on Sunday mornings, Davey and Goliath.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've ever watched that one.
Yeah, that's we're going back into the 60s.
So
Back
the
in Nam.
I just missed that, you know. I had a draft card. Luckily, I turned 18 in 1972, so
Wow.
it was just coming to a close. When Nixon ended it in 1973, I think, so it's pretty close. But
yeah, you just barely missed that.
I had a draft card, but I had a high. They were doing lottery numbers. My birthday came out like I don't know in the 300s. So
What's the numbers indicate? Like, is the lower number you're first to get drafted?
well, they would do a lottery based on birth date. So if a guy literally stuck his hand in a basket of dates, and if he pulled out February 21st, that the people born on those days would be the first ones drafted.
Gotcha.
Really? That's interesting.
So mine came out, I think my birthday is August 20th. It came out in the early 300s, so I was pretty far down the list.
Gotcha. So 365 would be the top number.
Yes, and I assume they would do 366. They would probably have to count February 29th there somewhere.
Yeah. But yes, the character that your first officer or captain show up as is a Minecraft character, and we look. That's why it's a blockhead. So when we looked it up, apparently X-Plane 12 does not have a skeletal model to attach a human exterior to, so they would have had to have designed and built all that themselves. So the simplest thing to do is just use squares, which is actually kind of neat because you can see where the person's looking, even with what they do have.
Yeah. I've never played Minecraft, so I don't know what that is. I've heard of it, but I've never played it.
It is, everything is basically a block, and it's like a survival game, is the original thought. But you can run around and dig the blocks up, which could be a different type of material: earth, rock, ore, sand, water, and build anything and everything with it. So, and there's also what's the element called that they use for the electricity?
Redstone.
Redstone. You can use redstone for electricity, so you can build like electronics or electrical circuits and all kinds of neat stuff out of it. I saw a video where somebody rebuilt an Intel 8080 or one of those old processors.
Yep. People get crazy.
And it was actually really impressive. I don't know where they had that much free time at, but it was
I want that free time.
pretty cool.
Someone built working computer with Minecraft inside Minecraft recently.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, anyways, the blockheads, they're just there. They don't look good. The entire sim doesn't look very good. Well, that's not true. It looks decent-ish.
It's getting better. It's still not anywhere near 24.
No.
And the times that
the lighting engine is way better, though.
Sometimes.
Yes.
I did have that flickering issue with the lighting that one time.
Yeah, I don't know what was that up with that.
Now, MSFS has a kind of a cartoony over contrast or high contrast coloration to everything, whereas X-Plane is more real to life on the colors. So I mean, I love the way MSFS looks, but
yep,
I do prefer the coloring of X-Plane. The flight models in the
actually-
X-plane are really nice. Sorry, Ron, go ahead.
Actually, the blockheads were on Gumby.
Gumby.
Same
What's
time
that?
frame.
I do remember Gumby.
What do they call that? How do they do that? Action. Like, it's like a clay figure, but and then they move it.
Motion.
Play action.
Stop motion.
Yeah, stop motion.
Isn't it called clay action animation or something like that?
It's called clay motion, I
Is
believe.
it clay
I've
motion?
heard of this.
Claymation.
Claymation?
Claymation.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
claymation. There we go.
You see, I know things sometimes.
Yeah, you do.
We never said you didn't know anything.
The older you
Thank
get,
you.
the more you learn.
You are far more knowledgeable in some things than I am, so everyone has their own knowledge base. Alright, let's take a look at where we're at. Top of descent is 217. And
If you ever get your controller cert, you should totally stream controlling.
oh yeah, I'll definitely
Fine,
stream
perfect.
controlling. I gotta. I need to take a look at that tonight, see where I'm at, see what I need to do to start doing that.
Yeah. I'm gonna start that over summer again. I'm gonna get that knocked out this week.
Because it would be fun to do some controlling. Eddie or Ron, do you have any interest in being an ATC?
Being in it,
Being one of the ATC air traffic controllers for VATSIM.
no.
Eddie?
We know a couple people at Indy, so we're gonna do the Indy Center. Or at least I'm gonna do Indy Center right now. Once I do this, I assume you are too, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that'll be where I go because that's what I'm
Yeah.
familiar with airspace so much.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It is.
It is.
It's a lot of studying. 'Cause while pilots can get on VATSIM with a very easy test and no training, VATSIM controllers, yeah, I mean, they basically have to learn everything like if it were real.
Yeah. One of the people we know has started about 7 months ago and just got their tower cert a couple days ago.
One of my cousins was an air traffic controller in Manchester, New Hampshire.
That's cool.
She had her pilot's license at like 16 too.
Tommy's about 2 weeks into it. There's a test after every module. Yeah, I've gotten through quite a few of the modules, but the problem is I've done it over the past year probably, so it may be beneficial for me to go back and review them all. It's kind of a confusing process because there's so many hoops you got to jump through and things you got to learn and different websites. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just overcomplicating it. My pace, I'll get up ground in 27. I feel that one. Feel that one. Tommy, you going to be up in with Boston Center? Or is it? Is that what you're looking at? Yeah. I considered that as well, just because they have such a good program up there. They've actually got a really good program, Ron, if you are interested in VATSIM or the pilot side. I think they call it the Wings. Is it the Wings program?
Yep.
And you can specifically get on certain nights of the week, and there's certain challenges you have to do. Like they'll give you your flight plan of where you're supposed to go, and they have the controllers on who are willing and ready to take on newcomers. So it's
That'd be good.
No one's yelling at you.
yeah. So when you're really struggling, they know to be very patient that night. It starts with VFR. Well, maybe I need to do it because after the VFR I did earlier.
Your VFR was fine. Your VFR was fine.
I did fine. It was a little chaotic. Pop
Talking
into
about Thursday?
Oh,
It
well,
wasn't
no.
really, it's because you got put in between two airliners.
Well, okay, yeah, that's the story I was telling earlier about. I don't know if I was in Discord yet, but Dev and I'd been wanting to do VFR on VATSIM because I'd never done it before. It's a whole different world from IFR. And Dev said that Cal was on, which is one of our friends that we know that controls, and usually his counterpart Sam is doing ground for him while Cal's doing tower. And they were up in Indianapolis earlier today, so we decided to hop on there and do VFR. And I'd never done VFR before in my life. So I'm kind of listening to Dev because he'd already done it a time or two, and just listened to his calls, see what I needed to ask for. And all that went pretty well. It was interesting pulling up to 2-3 left up in Indianapolis, and a 747 is across the runway from me, and he's going to be taking off after me. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to have to pay attention because I need to get out of this guy's way because he lands faster than I can even fly. And so I get up in the air and on to downwind, and he's got Dev doing 360s for spacing. The next thing I know, Dev went from being in front of me to behind me, and he about ran me over. I go down, and
I'm not the one who decided to fly 152.
Well, the plane has nothing to do with it. You could have gone slow enough. So,
Okay.
anyways, for spacing, you know, you normally have 5-10 miles between airplanes when they're landing, unless it's really tight. Well, these guys were probably about 5 to 10 miles apart, 2 commercial flights, and Cal shoves me in between 2 airliners on final.
Oh no.
So I am on a base, and this dude is like already off the runway, and I'm like looking at my right, and I'm like, oh crap, this guy's right there. Like, what the heck? So I'd already maxed out my throttles. I'm like, I'm going down as fast as I can. This engine's like over RPMing at this point. And Cal comes on the radio, and he's like, November Kilo Yankee 622, can you give me your best forward speed, please? And I just basically respond back, I'm giving her, she's got, Captain.
I haven't got any more.
So, I was like, if you need me to wave off, I can, just let me know. He's like, all right, thank you. So I finally get down, I do a touchdown on like 90 knots in a 152. I don't even drop flaps. I didn't even bother with flaps. Couldn't even bring them down at that speed. Touch, bounce back up, and I'm flying off, and I'm looking over my shoulder, and the guy is like probably going as slow as he possibly can to give me the time to get out of his way. But yeah, it was just entertaining. Dev and I were like, oh God, what's happening? Pop and Joe's Discord on Wednesday nights. Talk to Caden. He just got delivery S1. Okay, I'll do that. Yes, it's wings and starts with VFR. That's okay. I'm never home when they do it. Ah, of course. When is there a specific night to do wings, Tommy? I've seen it pop up sometimes, but I never paid enough attention to know exactly when it's happening. Company message. Probably Dalops asking me why I was delayed.
What are you gonna tell them?
Send ADC for 4 minutes. See ADC.
Why were you delayed?
We're waiting on you.
Okay. This always backfires. Every time I try to say something like this, it always backfires.
Where
Every
is
single time.
Where is that chart at? Do you remember?
What chart?
The delay chart. Is it here? No, that's failures.
I have no idea.
I don't know where that's at. There's like a little cheat sheet. I never do this.
That's a nice touch that you have to go through that because IRL, that's a real source of cause for a lot of meetings and explanations.
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
So, look, what happens if a flight's delayed?
It has to be explained thoroughly by all parties that were
Really?
involved. Yep. Gate agents, air crew, dispatchers, crew scheduling, maintenance. Anybody involved in the delay has to explain. Yep.
Seems a little harsh.
It's the cutthroat nature and economics of on-time competitiveness.
I just wish I could remember
Can't
where
say,
Is
documents. Oh, here we go. Nope.
well, flight delays seem to happen all the time, don't they?
What?
But flight delays seem to happen all the time, don't they?
Yeah, kind of. There are known and acceptable rates.
Saw a story the other day. There were 2 pigeons in an airplane. They had to get them out before they could take off. They had to go back to the gate twice.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Wait, what?
There were
Is this
2
true?
pigeons in the airplane, and I think the crew caught one, and a passenger caught the other one. But every time they caught one, they had to go back to the gate. They would head back to the gate.
Why were there pigeons in the airplane? Why'd you leave the gate with pigeons in the airplane?
Yeah. How did they get in there? Well, they're probably maybe when the doors are open and they were putting stuff in, catering or whatever. They fly in, or they were tired of flying and they just wanted to ride somewhere.
EFB home
Eddie, would that
screen
be
you can toggle the
acceptable
delay.
Get what flight, who the airline was. One of the major ones. Now I gotta look it up.
Oh, here it is. All right. What was our delay?
Dev.
Miscellaneous.
Because of Dev.
Miscellaneous. Other. Dev. How to go potty. I don't know the schedule. It's on Boston's ARTCC website. The Boston Poker Run is coming up. That's a lot of fun. What is the Poker Run? That does sound interesting.
There's a milk run on Monday.
So, late arrival of pushback. Where's the pilot delay in here? Because, I mean, really, it was just... We were just a little slow in the stream.
System reset.
Well, that's an engineering issue.
Simulator restart.
Simulator restart. It's awesome.
Well, that's fun.
Incorrect rush time. MISC. I'm just gonna put other.
Tug broken.
I'm gonna ask for 4 minutes. Send. Oh,
I forgot
operational
my
free text. Ship it dev. Although I don't know where this goes, so
Okay.
I kind of wonder.
Probably Hoppy somewhere.
So you land at all the airports in Boston Center, fast turns, but when you land, get cards and got to build a hand. Oh, that sounds awesome.
You get to what?
Build a, I guess is it Texas or just poker hand? I guess it's not Texas Hold'em, but
Oh, that is, but okay.
that's pretty neat. I'll have to look at that.
I'm gonna go charge the dog's collar. I'll be right back.
5-car stud. Okay. Charge the dog's collar.
Have an electric fence around the
Maybe.
property.
Maybe.
We just got LED collars for 2 of our dogs for nighttime, and they have to be charged every few days. But they're tons of fun watching them bounce around in the yard with those LED collars at night.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. I've got for Bodie when we do off leash at the property. I've got a GPS collar that has a toner. It has the it's electric collar too, but He does not respond well to any of that, so we don't ever use it. But he responds extremely well to just the tone. So earlier he ran around a big pile of dirt that we have, and I just took him out there, let him run around for 30, 45 minutes. And lost sight of him, which I knew exactly where he went. Out of curiosity, I buzzed him, and it was amazing how fast he came running that corner and looked straight at me and ran right to me. I was like, heck yeah.
Oh boy, that's pretty good.
But I got the GPS just in case he does decide to run off on accident, and you know, it's a little easier to track him down whenever you can just chase him around with a GPS unit.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about? Oh.
Dog collars. You said you got to charge a collar for your dog. We were wondering what you had, like an electric fence or like an underground fence?
No. It's just a it's called a PHY. It tracks. It's basically a giant GPS satellite thing.
Gotcha.
They're really nice, actually.
You know what American Truck Sim been doing? You can win stuff? That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Alright, so let's take a look at our weather. Current METAR
I never put my final cruise altitude in.
Getting long. It's currently 050 at 19, gusting 32, so the winds are slowly getting worse. 10 miles of visibility still, a few clouds at 3,500, scattered at 10,000, broken at 15,000. It's 22 degrees, altimeter is 299.3, so the storm's obviously not there yet, because I would expect to see that pressure have changed quite a bit. Is PK wind mean peak wind?
Yes.
Really?
Peak wind at 05033. I'm not sure what this right here means.
What?
It says peak wind at 05033/2226.
That might be 220 and 26. Yeah. Or the oh, that's the time that it occurred.
Oh, okay. So peak wind was 050 at 33 knots at 2226 Zulu.
I believe so.
Okay.
You got it.
Sure. Oh yeah, lots of giveaways. Look out for Lion 15, someone tooling around in an F-15. Yeah, that's a good way to get around fast. So, I guess if he's in an F-15, is he just doing VFR the entire time so he can just avoid having to do any sort of flight planning?
Probably. I don't see any F-15s around us, though.
No, he's talking about for
There's
the poker run.
There's no one around us. Oh. Oh, I'm gonna go beat myself.
Alright. I should really set up my camera to be here. Or maybe even just a touch over like this. So we can have this tablet pulled up. Flight level 340 at 570 knots. Northeast of Vegas. Oh, he's up there right now. Hang on.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He said look out for Lion 15.
There he is.
Where?
I was looking at him on the radar.
Vegas?
The KLAS, A-L-A-S.
Oh,
This guy's going, looks like he's going to Salt Lake City. So I don't think we'll see him up at Billings. We're a bit far north. Denver Center did come online though, but they're not quite in our airspace.
So we just have no EC this entire time.
That would appear to be the case.
Well, we can contact them and see what they say.
They're just going to tell us that we're out of their airspace.
Okay. Oh my gosh, line 15 is 807 hours of airtime. 570
knots is zipping. zipping north through Denver Center, Hill AFB north of SLC. Now, if we could get a really well done fighter jet in 24, that would be kind of fun to do.
Heat Blur is coming out with their F4 Phantom very soon. Well, not very soon, but soon. And Heat Blur in DCS, they make the best fighter jets ever.
The Top Mach F-22 in 2020 was...
Top Mach was pretty good, I think. I'm not sure. I think they were pretty good.
The F-22 was excellent. That's all I'm saying.
Miltech Simulations has a really good M2C for 2020 and 2024. I have it in 24. I love it. The Top Mach Raptor is 2024 compatible now. The B2 is 24 compatible. The Heat Blur F14 is 24 compatible. The Tornado is 24 compatible. The F-35 is 24 compatible. We've had really good selection of study level of good fighter jets for 24. I think. And then Heat Blur's also doing an F-16.
So I'm looking at the weather here. 10's going to be our best runway, 10 left. I'm going to do a flaps 3 landing. Destination estimated fuel on board below minimum. What? I wonder if these winds are causing us.
Just is always online. It's hilarious. He's like never not online.
Oh, hang on, did we do...
Except I can't find him right now.
Did we do Yankee earlier? Zulu, okay.
Clouds are starting to build. We're getting into the weather zone.
The temperatures dropped a few degrees already. There's a guy that uses an F-22, Malicious 2. He's always online. Oh, it's Dev. I think Dev just said that. We've done F&O with him flying around. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't been too active on VATSIM in the past couple years, but I'm starting to rebuild my interest again, so I'll probably be on it much more. Mike, can we look out the window, please? Yeah, give me 1 second here. Hey, there's the clouds. I don't know if you can see them too well on the stream because that washout. Hang on, let's see here. There we go.
Alright, who votes that Michael stopped using HDR?
Ugh, jeez. Breaking my heart.
What do you mean?
It looks so good on my end. I realize that streaming is for others to watch, though. Okay, Barrows 53. Temperature has dropped, I think it was 3 degrees from what we looked at earlier. Winds is 04020 right now. And we're going to do a flaps 3 configuration. So with flaps 3 and the Airbus, one thing we do need to do is landing flap 3 on up here, so that it doesn't yell at us as much. Twitch will be starting 2K streaming beta soon. Ooh, nice. Are they going to up the bitrate that we can push as, you know, non-partners?
How are they going to afford that?
Supposedly.
They can barely afford streaming in its current setup.
Oh. Alright, I am going to run to the restroom before we start this descent. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's do a performance calc. Because we're going to be... I didn't see anything about precipitation actively. Did anyone else?
If you were starting an airline, would you own a 737 at the beginning, or an A320 at the beginning?
If I was starting an airline,
Yes.
probably an A320 because you could type rate on bigger airplanes real easily.
Okay.
What about you?
It's 737.
Why?
I love Boeing. I like Boeing way more. This is not about anything practical. By practicality standpoint, you're probably right. But still.
For 2.5. Medium brake's gonna be tight.
I feel like the Airbus is too automated in some ways.
Well, that's what, if you're starting an airline, you'd want the extreme consistency. Welcome to Dev Virtual Air.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to be heavy on the brakes here. Why that's in meters, don't know.
Because Delta uses
There we go.
meters. I have no idea why your livery does that for some reason.
Why
I
is
believe
it?
Delta uses feet.
Why does it have such a long landing distance? Is it because of my flaps 3? Yeah. Huh. Guess the extra speed we're gonna be carrying. So we're
Why
gonna be
you
hard
not
on the
running
brakes
before?
because it's windy.
Oh.
Oh, it is a higher altitude
Oh.
airport too. That's a good point.
Okay, if you guys are having trouble landing in your 320s, I'm kind of scared because I'm in a 777 right now.
Oh well, it should be easier to land that.
But you're already using a bunch of the runway, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use even more runway.
Well, you're gonna be really light for that thing too.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Do your landing calcs and tell me if they're more than 8,900 feet. I bet they're not.
Sounds good.
Because you don't have to carry as much. Well, I don't know if that's true or not. Eddie, I need your expertise.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Domestic wide body flights. Do they carry more fuel? Or do they carry the same amount of fuel for their destination?
Fueling
on-
policies are largely driven by two major things, and that's the fuel prices. So whenever they're expensive, you're going to tanker through. So you're going to really top off and carry extra at the cheap places where you can get it, and then take on less fuel at the more expensive places. And then also pilots and dispatchers have discretionary contingency fuel for weather and expected holding, and there's all kinds of resources
So
to know when to expect
that's-
this kind of thing. So those two things drive fuel planning.
So that's what tankering means in SMERF. Just
Yes.
to carry
Yeah.
extra fuel.
Yep.
Okay, I did not know that.
Tankering.
So basically, Dave, if
my
we
leg-
take off from Atlanta and we go to Tampa, but Tampa's fuel price is significantly higher than Atlanta's, then you can take enough fuel on the way to Tampa to either minimize or eliminate the need for refueling in Tampa.
Yep.
Yeah, it gets kind of wonky sometimes. Largely, the prices are stable enough to where you don't have to think about that too much. But there are daily briefings where you get that kind of stuff. And if there's any large disparities, then that does take precedent. You know, to tanker through certain areas.
Just for your information, my land distance is 10,418.
Sounds like you're gonna be max on the brakes with full
Yep.
flaps.
Impressive.
Yep.
What did you use for the condition of the runway?
I use good, medium.
I use dry.
I usually do good, medium, just to
I
give me
use-
a little more wiggle room, even on a good day. Which I don't know. I mean, if I do poor. Oh wow, poor. Poor must assume ice. It says my landing distance required is 17,000 feet.
Yeah, I'm running flaps 25 auto brakes too. 10,419.
But see, you can land with full flaps in the
I mean-
777 probably a little easier
Yeah,
than I can
but-
in a 320 because the wind is going to push me around a lot more than you.
Keep this in mind. I am in the Dash F, which carries a heck ton of cargo.
Yeah. He's got a pilot intercom voice
So I'm-
that doesn't sound right. AB Max? You talking about Eddie? Eddie, you have a pilot intercom voice.
I have a pilot intercom voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your pilot, Eddie, from the flight deck.
Well, I'm on like a 8-year-old headset. I'm sure it does not sound good.
Voice, Eddie, everything else, yeah.
What?
And I'm also old and quite beat down. So
You're funny.
Alright, we said 8,000 feet, which is the arrival's bottom altitude. It's telling me I'm gonna have 10,400 pounds of fuel at Billings, and that is apparently below the minimum, which is interesting to me. That's quite a bit of fuel for this thing.
Maybe contingency for alternate?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, it is SLC, so it is a little far away.
I did, yeah. I didn't even get SLC. I got, what did I get?
But it's
I
telling
got-
me, it's telling me I can't even make it to SLC. Good job, SimBrief. It says I'm negative.
Three alternative.
I'm negative 5,700 pounds. Okay.
Your alternate is Salt Lake City, but you won't be able to make it.
We need some real alternative so bad.
I just got some briefed, guys. Here I was saying I wouldn't need to take any extra fuel, but even if I'd gotten 2,500 extra pounds, it wouldn't have been enough.
Yeah, he would have been fine.
I know that feeling. You're talking about the can't make your alternate fuel issues, Tom? Eddie, your voice actually sounds fine with that microphone. Although it's a lot easier to hear you.
Your microphone.
It's a lot easier to hear you when you're nearby. Oh, old and beat down. Oh yeah. I'm not even old and I'm beat down already, so it's gonna be really bad when I'm old.
oh, you just wait.
I know.
It really takes it out of you
It can't be that bad.
every additional year. Hi, Ron.
It can't be that bad.
Well, Dev, you're running around with you're as a teenager, and nothing hurts.
Yes. Yes.
I woke up
Except
one
for bad.
morning.
But yes.
I went to bed healthy, and I woke up crippled. So there's that.
Yeah, I can surprise you.
I have a very expensive bed to prevent that as many days as possible the year. So still happens.
You can hurt yourself getting out of bed when you're old.
Nez says I can relate to that. If anybody here can relate to it, Nez can for sure. He's having a rough time. How are you feeling today, Nez? Tommy says, if I wake up and nothing hurts, I get scared. Something's definitely wrong. Am I dead?
Yeah.
Am I still alive?
Just be careful.
Like your nerves working?
Same, calling the doctor tomorrow. Good luck, buddy. You're a better man than me for dealing with it this long. I'd be all over the doctors right now. Alright, what are we forgetting? Since we've been giggling like school children. Other than my SLC keeps getting worse. That's not good. How long did you have to wait for your procedure? So I had an appointment after my second ER visit to talk to the electrophysiologist, and I had the first appointment 30 days after that, which we ended up pushing another week or two. No, we didn't do that then. They ended up pushing it another week or two, about a week before the procedure, because the doctor was out the day of my surgery. And then I think it was like 40 days, 45 days. But he did an exceptionally good job with me. Let's go ahead and put the passengers back in their seats.
Looks like we're going to go through a storm at the next waypoint, CONUK. I see the weather is just sitting right over it.
Yeah, it's about to get a little western here.
Yeah, I've been watching
Looks
the real-world
clear.
live radar. There's legit weather out there.
Yeah.
It's small, really kind of small little dusters, but it looks bumpy.
So you can pull up reflectivity, but that doesn't do what I was hoping it would. Because if I go over to WeatherWise, pull that up real fast. Go to Billings. So Billings is about to get hit by something here.
Yeah, we're gonna get there right about the same time a little clipper goes by.
Yeah.
We can sneak it in though.
We might be able to get there right before it. So
Little
that
clipper?
is an hour. We're about 30 minutes out, 20 minutes out. Yeah, we're going to be right at the front of it. Dang, I'm only 2 weeks since the ER visit. Are you seeing an electrophysiologist? Because that is what you need to see, not a cardiologist. Did the pills drag you? Yeah, so they had me on metoprolol, and that just about ruined my world for about a month. And I was on a low dose. I couldn't hardly even stand up off the couch without feeling like I was going to fall over. Depends on how bad the arrhythmia is. Tommy, you talking about which part? How fast they'll get you in? Yeah, I mean, if it's really bad like yours is, Nez, then they might push you up the schedule and ask someone else to move. Because mine was manageable when I was dealing with AFib, and then because I'd kind of come in, I'd go in it for a few seconds, a minute maybe, and then go right back out of it. And I kind of figured out the things that triggered it, and avoided most of that. But I was also exercising and really heavily during that time too, just to kind of try to help it as much as possible. Read the book. It was The Cure to AFib, or The Cure for AFib, I think is the book's name. It gives you a lot of options. It's not truly a cure, but the title is a little misleading. But it's got a lot of good information in it, and what to ask, and what to request, and what to do. If someone with AFib will wait until they take care of AFib with a RVR, it's a higher priority. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, with RVRs, it's a little different. Seeing cardio, it's a good first procedure. Non-invasive only takes 45. 40. Yeah. See, the cardio version just gets you out of AFib. It doesn't do anything to prevent it from occurring in the future. The catheter ablation actually cuts the circuits in half that are causing the AFib to happen.
You guys, I'm seeing a, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm seeing a 20 to 30 knot direct crosswind, no matter which runway we choose.
Yes.
That's awesome.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be real fun. 20 knot crosswind. Oh boy.
20 to 30.
Yeah, Tommy, Nez is about to have cardio version. My problem is I only have one Vega nerve left. What? Wait, how many are there? How does that work? I thought it was like a cluster of nerve endings. Yeah, we're about to have a party. Pressure 9 or 4. What am I doing? Wrong button. There's only one vagus nerve. Yeah, I mean, there's what the vagus nerve, which is like a cluster of nerve endings and things. That's why I was confused. VATSIM radar, we got no ATC still.
I'm gonna disconnect from VATSIM if there's no ATC. There's no reason for you to be making these radio calls.
That's part of the fun. I had a schwannoma on my brain stem in 2012. Everyone has everyone has 2 vagus nerves. I have one because one was affected. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. It's about to get real interesting. We're diving into the storm.
It's not that bad.
No, it doesn't
Oh
look
gosh,
too
it is
bad.
raining. I'm gonna put my windshield wipers on. Because they work at 24 now. Finally.
Sea rain. I don't remember my cardiology 2 in 1990. Yeah. I just find it interesting that Nez's cardiologist is so hesitant about the procedure. What are we gonna say, Eddie?
Oh, it's irrelevant. Go ahead.
I'm done.
Flying into Billings, it reminds me that there's a local YouTuber called Western Aviation. Don't know if you guys have come across this person.
I've not.
But it looks like an airport employee at Billings that's recording possibly with a cell phone, but does post regular videos of all the transient traffic. There's a lot of military stuff, interesting aviation that happens out there, Boeing tests stuff. Neat little YouTube channel.
What was it again?
Western Aviation, if my memory is
Western Aviation.
serving correctly.
I have not
It's
seen
fun.
that from memory.
I subscribe, but it's a nice little spice to the feed.
Wait, this thing has... Oh, that's this is gonna be an interesting curve right here. I mean, I guess we could go ahead and ask him for more drag. Let's go ahead and give it a notch. I guess we can remove that discontinuity there. That's kind of a weird turn, but...
You ever heard of speed tape films? It's another YouTube channel. They're like,
I'm not. Is it good? Sounds good.
Yeah, so there are two people who own a ferry company called Nomadic Aviation. They just fly 767s in basically empty across our ferrying for decommissioning usually. It's awesome.
I have seen that.
They like it.
We need to do maybe a Discord channel thread or something where we could share social media stuff. I bet we could really
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
do some swaps there.
Yeah.
Or maybe just do it one day in the pilot's lounge.
We could add it up there under streams and videos and something just called other YouTubers or other. So
Yeah,
or
that
social or just social media maybe. Just make a social media channel.
I can make that after the stream if you want. Okay, what does climb continuous mean on 777?
Continuously
Maybe
climb.
best rate.
I mean, this scenery looks really good down here, actually.
I think my Discord profile picture is me riding a jump seat up here. I think it was into Bozeman. No, we're taking off out of Bozeman. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Cool scenery. Yeah.
Okay, this has me going forever away from the airport here. I don't know if that's necessary to do.
I just intercepted the localizer.
Might just do just a manual downwind here. Getting blown all over the place.
Hand flying. Paxton
What's
Bird.
BTF?
Getting bumpy. Supposed to be down to 230. Didn't quite make that, did we? All right. This thing's revving up and revving down from the winds. Get all of our lights on here. No one paying attention on that.
You're down.
I was checking out the coming update. If you download an entire install, it's over 400 gigs. It might be worth installing it if you've got the space for it. Not ever have to worry about streaming anything.
Yeah, I
Hotel.
guess it still requires some sort of server connection.
Agreed, I'm going to get another M.2. Well, when I delete 2020
Probably
again, I'll probably give it
2020. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh,
Yeah,
speed
fine,
brake's still out.
just
Whoopsies.
install
That's nice.
2024. Hey, checklist.
That was because I had been slowing down and leveled off and
No
forgot to bring it back in.
No excuses.
You're an excuse. That has me down
Hang
to
on.
6,300. Go ahead and slow down to 210.
Autopilot off.
About time.
What?
That's one. And let's go ahead and get the terrain radar on since this is not the flattest area, but we should be okay down to 6,300. We'll do a left turn into Hotat. We'll go autopilot off.
This localizer is pretty not great, it's just a heads up.
Remember that we're doing flaps 3, which is a little unusual, so let's do a left turn to 200. Actually, 190 would be better. And slow down to 180. Look at you with the procedure turn. I don't want to fly all the way up.
Whoa, A3.
So where that had me going. And then let's go localizer mode.
Good for my strobe on.
Localizer captured. And we're going to do a right turn off the runway. Billings traffic Delta 929, about 15 miles out for 10 left, Billings.
7.
And approach mode. Armed. Towards arm ignition. God, look at that crosswind. That's nuts. Signs are on. Right, so it's coming up. Flaps 3. Continue down to F speed. Landing gear. I feel a little uncomfortable looking sideways to see the runway. Gonna grab right to the threshold. Hell yeah. I can hear the flight attendant in the background barking.
Sideways to see the runway, that's ridiculous.
Put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. Oh, sorry. Probably don't need to say that. Who in the world? What in the world are you doing?
Say arse though.
Arse. There you go. Alright, let's give it a few extra knots here.
For mom and the kids.
Yeah.
100 above. Minimum.
Minimums? Continue? Did I type that in wrong? Or is it really just that high? The winds seem to be very consistent at the moment, at least. I'm not getting beat around too much. Billings traffic, Delta 929, short final, runway 10 left, 10 left, Billings. Who's crossing up there? Dev, get off the runway. I swear it looked like you just stopped on the runway.
Did it actually?
Yeah.
$500.
A little low, a little low. Why are you going back and forth?
There's no parking spot that's not already occupied by a plane on my screen.
That's why. It's because you got the ground traffic on. Man, this thing just keeps sinking. There we go.
$100.
Flight slow.
40, 30, 20. Retard. Drive.
Oh, there's a CRJ on the runway, just so you're aware.
Oh, I am full right rudder. There we go. There's 60 reversers. Tap the brakes. I am full right rudder. That's crazy. Safe travels. Have a good flight. We just landed. Thank you, though. Traffic, Delta 929, clear 10 left, Billings, taxiing to the right. Spoilers, flaps. Keep you on. It is right behind me. Start. Taxi lights off. And I think we're okay without the runway lights. It was a very positive rate landing. Make sure we stuck. And there is no terminal in Billings.
I told you.
I don't think I heard you say that. Yeah, go turn your ground vehicles.
I
The
did,
airplanes
actually.
off. Okay, it should help you a little bit with performance on the ground too.
I'm actually in great performance right now, but yeah, I'll turn that off.
Thanks for joining, Tommy. I appreciate all the commentary. Have a good night, buddy. See you. What'd you say, Dave? Hello.
What the heck?
Man, your plane looks like a Roblox airplane that runs away and has no airframe to it. It's just a cabin now.
We got the bat signal. We have to go save Ron.
All right, Ron, you should enjoy that landing. That was pretty fun.
I haven't even hit the top of the descent yet. I'm just about to hit it.
No way.
Yep. I don't know how I got so far behind. I thought I took off it. Pretty good. Well, I was having trouble with Discord though.
Yeah, it's
I think
probably
you're
gonna put
pretty
you
close,
behind.
Ron. You might want to consider dropping in. It looks like you're almost over the field.
Yeah, well, I'm still at 36,000 feet. I'm descending on the way out and back.
Oh, well, have a rapid decompression, and then descend at 10,000 feet per minute.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody just loosened your plug door.
Oh, whoops! I was making all my calls on Unicom. It says CTEF. I always forget about CTEF.
It's because it's stupid.
But it makes
I
sense.
lost my whole flight plan. I had to put it off. I don't know what happened with that.
Leads on. Passengers are deboarding. And radio's off, TCAS is off. Anything else? Good for the next group. Alright guys, I appreciate everybody joining tonight. That was a lot of fun. Very nice landing into Billings in terms of excitement. I will take a look at my landing rate. I'm sure it was atrocious because that was a very positive rate landing. Let me take a look here. Statistics. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. That was might require maintenance on that one. Negative 540. So, very, very positive. Didn't want the winds to scare me off, I guess, but should be. I think we're right below the threshold for having to get the maintenance crew out here, which is I think 600. I could be wrong. But anyways, we'll be back on Thursday for our GA flight. I'm going to talk to Eddie after this, see if he wants to make us another world tour flight or what we'll do. And otherwise, I'll see you guys then.